With the race for 2020, Pennsylvania, of course, a critical battleground state in next month's presidential election. And in recent weeks, several headlines have been warning of the tug of war over ballot counting that could drag out the election result, saying the state has emerged as a tipping point and could become the center of election chaos. Joining me now, Pennsylvania Congresswoman Madeleine Dean, a Democratic member of the House Judiciary and Financial Services Committee. Welcome back to the broadcast. Always good to see you. Let's get to the Washington Post, which, as you know, points out that the battle for Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes could well continue beyond Election Day, with a growing list of balloting disputes and lawsuits setting the stage for that if the race is close for a contested election reminiscent of the Florida drama that transfixed the nation after the 2000 election. What are you hearing from local officials, and is there any serious concern about chaos?
Well, thank you for having me on, Alex. Good to be with you. And what I've been saying is Pennsylvania, I believe, will be the keystone state again. I think Pennsylvania will deliver very strongly for Vice President Biden and Senator Kamala Harris. I am not concerned over chaos, with the exception of what this president might try to do. But I have been out in my district. People are enthusiastic. They are asking for mail-in ballots in record numbers, almost 250,000 right here in Montgomery County, requests for mail-in ballots. It's overwhelmingly Democrats who are doing that. But people know that, number one, we have secured our ballot system. Here in Montgomery County, they invested more than $1 million of CARES money to secure our electoral process. So what I hope to tell people is, vote. Everybody needs to come out and vote, whether you do it by mail-in or in person. Please come out and vote, be secure and safe. Your vote will be counted. But also know that we won't know the tally on the night of the election, but that's okay. Our system is built for this. But I'm very secure. I know that Pennsylvania will deliver very strongly for Vice President Biden to become our next president.
Listen, you may have more accurate information, but let me suggest to you what the New York Times is reporting about the state of Pennsylvania in terms of just voter registration since June. Republicans up 135,619, Democrats up 57,985. That would suggest there's a lot of Republican push right now, a lot of energy. Are you hearing about that, just anecdotally?
I have read that anecdotally, but what I also have seen is a sustained voter registration that has been very high among Democrats, not just in the last few weeks or couple of months, but over the course of the last 2 years and beyond. Democrats are registering in record numbers also. In Pennsylvania, just to give you some stats on the requests for mail-in ballots, in Pennsylvania, 1.7 million, I want to make sure I have that right, 1.7 million Democrats have requested mail-in ballots. That compares with 500,000 Republicans requesting mail-in ballots. So I think there's high enthusiasm among Democrats to show up and to turn out. Right here in my own county, Montgomery County, almost 250,000 ballots have been requested. 228 of them have gone through the post office. Already 52,000 are back in the hands of our election board. Commissioner Ken Lawrence is overseeing it, I think, very, very well. I do think while there is an increase in registration among Republicans recently, I think you're going to see extraordinary voter turnout here in Montgomery County among Democrats.
I love that you were factually checking all of your numbers as you were reading them off to me. So thank you. 100%. And I appreciate that very much, particularly on this broadcast. Let's get to coronavirus relief negotiations. You have House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who's criticized the White House's latest $1.8 trillion relief offer. But your colleague, Ro Khanna, tweeted this. People in need can't wait until February. $1.8 trillion is significant and more than twice Obama's stimulus. It will allow Biden to start with infrastructure. Obama won in 2008 by doing the right thing on TARP instead of what was expedient. Make a deal and put the ball in McConnell's court. Congresswoman, what are your thoughts on this? Where do you stand?
Oh, I have been eager for a deal for the American people. That's what's important. So I'm disappointed that a deal hasn't been made. I guess there's blame to go around everywhere, but the American people deserve better. Republican senators, the leaders in the Republican Senate, have been very difficult to deal with. And of course, they can't even deal with their own president. the president has zigzagged on relief to the American public. He's a very transactional man. He didn't want to send any more relief to the American people who are suffering, with 220,000 Americans dead, until it looked like it was politically important that he send relief. I believe, and I know, that Speaker Pelosi has been negotiating day after day after day in good faith, but she's negotiating with a very unstable president. Now, take a look at what General Kelly is quoted as saying. Did you read this today? That General John Kelly has told his friends that President Trump is the most flawed person he's ever known, that the depths of his dishonesty just astounding to me. The dishonesty, the transactional nature of every relationship is pathetic, according to the general. That's what the American people are struggling under, a transactional president who serves only himself, not us. I'll keep fighting for a deal for the American people.
Yeah, I have to say I was pretty stunned when I read that by John Kelly, who heretofore has been pretty quiet about his time in the White House. But pretty powerful statement he made there, as are all of yours. Thank you so much, Congresswoman. Good to see you.